The question, great question. I doubt it. You're asking the politicians to be like everybody else. You know, it's going to take some leadership to do that kind of stuff. But it's not impossible. Yes, sir.
I heard from a friend this morning that polling had Mary Fallon right now 53, he was 35. What are you going to do to change that in a month?
Yeah.
And I hear that you haven't lost a straw poll yet in the county. So,
Exactly right. And we've done our own polling.
I know the grassroots is for you.
We have been, now obviously, we don't have the $1.5 million to spend, so we are being very frugal. But we just sent so much momentum over the last 4 or 5 months, and we felt like we had to know where we were. Because I'm out doing this every night, and I'm telling you, 90% of the people I talk to, they're with me. See, tonight you will either give me or you won't give me. It doesn't matter how much advertisement I put up on the TV or how many times you do a radio advertisement. Tonight, you either will support me or you're going to not support me. And I don't think, it doesn't matter how much I throw at you.
You need one politician to endorse you, and that's Sarah Palin. You saw what she did for Nikki Haley's campaign. I mean, she was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And now, I mean,
Sarah Palin is going to endorse Mary. So I'm not going to get her endorsement. I don't care about that. It is what it is, you know, and it's I don't know if it's a woman thing. You know, here's what I know.
Enough of us write a letter and say, listen, Sarah, you need to understand.
He's got my endorsement.
Look, I truly understand this. No, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And to use Sarah's words, you can't put lipstick on a pig. And I'm not talking about Mary. I'm talking about. I didn't mean that at all. I seriously did. I didn't answer your question. What was your question?
how you going to win?
Oh, how am I going to win? Yes. Our internal polls that we have just taken, and we polled 22,000, which is a very scientific poll, and we got something extremely telling. There's over 53% of the likely voters that are undecided in this governor's race. This race is wide open. Now, they haven't come to me yet. 30% have actually peeled off of Mary, because the last poll that was done, Mary was up around 78%.
That was January. I think.
Yeah,
So
sometimes.
6 months she has signed herself 30%.
Yeah, so now it's 53% undecided. They haven't, we've got some picked up, but most of the ones that peeled off have gone into the undecided camp simply because they don't know me yet. They haven't heard me yet. So what are we doing? We're working our guts out. I mean, seriously, Donna and I are out every night somewhere. We usually don't get home till 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And I've got 2 or 3, I usually have a breakfast lunch meeting and an evening meeting like this, and stacked up meetings and meeting people and making phone calls and raising money and doing the things that you have to do to win a race. So we are leaving no stone unturned to get our message out. And now's a great time to make a plea. If you are supporting me, I need some finances tonight. I truly do. You can go to my website, make it easy. Don't try and donate more than $5,000 because I won't take it. You can donate up to that. $20, $50, anything, if you're supporting anything that financially that you can do is like striking gold for me at this point. Okay, so I need that support. So we're in this race, I assure you, and we're in it to win it. Yes, yeah, John.
What else can like supporters here do to help you?
Yeah. Let me relay my race to a story I love to tell about Nehemiah when God asked Nehemiah to do the impossible and rebuild that wall around Jerusalem. Jerusalem was at risk from their enemy, and God said, "Build the wall." And Nehemiah said, "You're kidding." See, last time the wall had to be rebuilt, it took 91 years. Nehemiah didn't have 91 years to rebuild that wall. But God gave Nehemiah a plan, a very simple plan that had a profound impact. He said, "Go out and share your vision of restoration. Just tell your neighbors, talk to your friends, the priests and the nobles. and asked them to do one simple thing. Asked them to build the portion of the wall in front of their home. That's it, nothing else. He didn't ask them to build the whole wall. He said, just build that little portion of the wall in front of your home, in front of yours. You know what? It didn't take 91 years to rebuild. That wall was rebuilt in 52 days. Now, we're inside of 52 days now in this race. We're down to about 39, I think, for the primary election. But we have a plan. We have 3,000 volunteers around the state. Probably one of the hardest things for us to do in our campaign is to keep 3,000 volunteers busy. I mean, they're calling constantly, what do we do now? What do we do now? What can we do tomorrow? So we have a ground game like the state of Oklahoma has never seen. I've got more volunteers than every single candidate combined, I assure you. We have outstanding workers and active volunteers. And folks, I need just enough money to get my message out. That's it. Now, we've laid in our TV buys for the month of July. That's when people wake up, all of a sudden they realize, oh, there's a governor's race. And they start listening. So we've got our TV laid in, and we've been advertising on TV limited over Oklahoma City and Tulsa. We've not done any outline cable anywhere. We just don't have that kind of money. But we are extremely active in putting the best game together, to win this race. So.
Who would you rather run against in the general?
I'd rather run against Drew because I actually like Jerry. Jerry is one sweet lady. She's just a very kind lady. I like Jerry as a person. And she's a lousy voter. I mean, she's got a horrible voting record. I mean, she's got like 11 on the conservative index. Not a friend to small business at all. She's not a friend to small business, but my hand pick would be Drew. Now, that would be the worst. It would be a brutal race, no doubt about it. But you talk about a bright line of distinction between Drew and me, but I'm not worried about that yet. I'm still focused on Mary and the primary.
Yes, sir. I've been reading some articles on this administration, and they're doing some research studies on how.
It won't be long before the feds will say, well, let's go to another state. Brogdon's not cooperating. Let's go do something else. I will be a very active participant in nullification laws. I'm telling you, folks, if Congress passes a law and it impacts the state of Oklahoma and it falls outside of Article 1, Section 8, I won't support it. I won't allow it. I will not allow that bill to subject the citizens of the state of Oklahoma. Now, how in the world can I stand here and say something like that? I did with the Real ID Act. I was actually threatened on more than one occasion by Homeland Security, trying to repeal this Real ID Act. But I stood on constitutional principles and won that battle. I tell you, when you're standing on constitutional law, constitutional principles, you're on pretty solid ground. But we have what we have today because the status quo is rarely challenged. And I want to remind you, not only will I challenge the status quo, I am a danger to the status quo. My political opponents. Did any of you guys hear the interview today on Pat Campbell with a guy named Paul Jacobs?
Yeah.
Those of you that didn't hear it, I want you to go home tonight and download it on the podcast. I got goosebumps. You have got to be kidding. I was listening to this. And Pat Campbell promoted this interview as a syndicated columnist is going to come on and tell us why he believes the governor's race in Oklahoma is the most important political race in the entire country. And not only did he brilliantly outline why that was, he also, I think, brilliantly outlined why I'm the only candidate that can move this state in the right direction. And I believe with all my heart, I am truly a man on a mission. I have been, I believe, trained for the last 57 years for this moment. As sure as I'm standing here tonight, I believe that with all my heart. And not only